Coming up, crews continue to battle a forest fire at Natural Bridge State Park.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Nearly 100 firefighters continue to battle a wildfire at a popular Eastern Kentucky state park. The Natural Bridge fire started Monday. Firefighters are working around the clock trying to contain the flames and establish fire lines. Grayson Passmore spoke to those battling the fire today and has more on the progress made so far.
This you can't find nowhere else in the country.
And now one of the greatest natural histories Kentucky has is ablaze.
It's crazy that such a popular hike is on fire like it is.
A hiker himself, Josh DeHaan, works down the street from the Natural Bridge State Park Skylift, a tourist attraction that firefighters are now using to battle a fire that's burned around 100 acres since it started on Monday.
Kind of scary, and I know it means a lot to a lot of people. I'm still pretty concerned for it.
As of Thursday evening, 50% of the fire is contained. Crews have created control lines and started burn operations.
This fire, actually compared to others, is more complicated due to the terrain that we're in right here in the Red River Gorge and the Natural Bridge area and stuff. So we have steep terrain covered with all sandstone cliff lines.
With the Kentucky Division of Forestry, Kevin Ratchwhite says he wants to put the most emphasis on all of the hard work and long hours the crews have been spending trying to control these fires. And now that's crews from across the state and across the country.
So we're able to flood this with resources to try to narrow it down as much as possible just because of the terrain. It is very hard to access. So with these crews, we were able to get in there and get good access and make sure everything was safe and secure.
Ratchwhite says while more acres may burn as they work to contain the fire, they have secured the cottage and lodge areas on the east side. A good sign for many who consider the area more than just a place to hike.
We love this place. We don't want to hear that it's on fire.
At the Natural Bridge State Park, Grayson Passmore, WYMT Mountain News.
Hope they get it totally under control soon. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is urging drivers to be careful along Kentucky 11 and other roads near Natural Bridge State Resort Park, saying the smoke is causing some visibility issues. And crews in Whitley County are battling a fire in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Last night, crews reported the Devil's Creek wildfire along the Cumberland River. The U.S. Forest Service closed several trails so that crews could fight that fire.
It was a rather warm one out there today. Combine that with dry fuel on the ground, the breezy conditions, and not a lot of atmospheric moisture. Yeah, wildfires were a distinct threat as we went through the day today, and that continues for at least a little while longer. The fire weather warning was allowed to expire at 8 o'clock, but we continued to see warm conditions today. Low to mid 80s around the region throughout the day today. Even right now, there's a view of some of the carnival attractions there from our Pikeville Medical Center camera at Hillbilly Days, kind of wrapping things up for the night tonight, but they'll get back to it tomorrow, and I'll be there every step of the way, at least during the daytime hours. Middle and upper 60s in many spots, some low 70s even kicking in, but some 50s out there as well. Wind gusts have calmed down, thank goodness, from a little bit earlier on tonight. Forecast first in the morning. Yeah, we're looking at a warm one to start, but a dry one. Low to mid 60s out there as we get things started on your TGIF. But we do have a return to some showers as soon as this time tomorrow night. Timing out the latest in a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Speaking of Hillbilly Days in Pikeville, it's nearly over, at least day one, but officials in Frankfort stopped by to recognize the folks that made it all possible this afternoon. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the opening ceremony and spoke to some Shriners about what the festival is all about.
Hillbilly Days began as just a small parade. In 2023, the event has grown into something much bigger. On Thursday, the senior advisor to the governor, Rocky Adkins, made a stop in Pikeville for a proclamation.
Honoring really the Shriners and those who founded basically Hillbilly Days, the festival itself, which was in 1977.
Adkins also wanted to recognize just what this festival is all about, making sure children and families have access to health care regardless of their ability to pay.
This money that's being raised has benefited the children of Eastern Kentucky, but more importantly, the children of the Commonwealth.
The grandchildren of the festival's founders say it's an honor for their grandfathers to be recognized, but giving back is just the nature of the region.
Once you've been to Eastern Kentucky, then you realize that some of the best people in the world originate from Eastern Kentucky.
Officials with the Shriners Hospital in Lexington add that your dollar is more important than you think.
Sometimes you think, well, does my dollar really matter? Does my little gift here make an impact? And it absolutely does. When the power of giving is put together, you see huge impact.
Whether it's a funnel cake or a carnival ride, you are giving back to children across the Commonwealth. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Several Shriners also told us that the proclamation from the governor's office was fantastic, and they hope to continue this event for many years to come. And join us tomorrow beginning on First at 4 for live coverage from Hillbilly Days. Evan and I will both be in downtown Pikeville. A fire at the Breathitt County Hunger Alliance building earlier today caused some damage to the building. After several departments extinguished the fire, the Hunger Alliance staff says they suggested that they toss all the food and clothing inside the building due to contamination. Hunger Alliance staff say it was hard to see it all go, but they want their community to know they will still be around to help them.
We want them to know that we will try and continue this. You know, this is really important to all of us, and it's important to them.
The Hunger Alliance staff has been looking for a new location for the past couple of weeks due to outgrowing the current location, and they say they believe this fire is God's way of telling them they may need to find one quicker than they thought. Double Quick plans to continue sponsoring river sweeps across Letcher County as the weather gets warmer. The company has already sponsored 3 river sweeps in Neon, Jenkins, and today in Whitesburg. Marketing Director Whitney Justice says they are working with other organizations to keep up the momentum.
We have sectioned out a lot of locations throughout Letcher County. Calvary campus at ISOM has already agreed to do a section. The extension office is taking a section from Fish Pond Lake down. So we started today from like Letcher County Central High School and are trying to work our way down to downtown Whitesburg as far as we can go.
The city of Whitesburg will be hosting another flood debris cleanup event this Saturday. A group of juniors and seniors from an Ohio high school are helping clean a home for a family in Breathitt County that's been displaced since the July flood. Students from Grant Career Center outside of Cincinnati stayed in a church in Hazard. On Wednesday, they collected non-perishable items to give to flood victims in the Lost Creek community. Student Louisa Mitchell says she felt called to serve.
It's something that everybody can personally connect to in some certain way. When they see that being down the street or all the way 2 hours away from your home, it connects you in a way that's like, that could have been my neighbor.
Mitchell says she has learned many life skills, including teamwork and critical thinking. The group leaves tomorrow, but many of them said they want to come back and finish what they started. A police officer critically injured in last week's Old National Bank shooting in Louisville has now been transferred to another hospital to continue treatment for pneumonia. Officer Nicholas Wilt will be moved to University of Louisville Jewish Hospital and remains in critical but stable condition. That's according to Louisville Metro Police. They are asking for continued prayers as he works to recover. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, charges against actor Alec Baldwin are being dropped in connection to a deadly shooting on the set of a movie.
Plus, we continue to watch the potential for showers into the weekend, how that could affect perhaps days 2 and 3 of Hillbilly Days, and any outdoor activities you have on the way.